Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our Heroes stream for this week. Give everyone a little bit of time to trickle in. If you're already here, thanks for showing up. It looks like we'll be continuing our adventure from last week, the Eldon Ring. Don't sue us. And we have an armored rat army. We've recently merged two gangs quite successfully. It looks like our business will be growing. Hi, Vertical, thanks for joining. Let's see what we got. We can do an overview of our character. Start slow. So we're only 3/4 of the way to level 1 still. Guess that's not too surprising after only one session. And character overview. We've got Eldon the Erudite, Calypso, and Ophelia, and then Eldon the Elder, I believe, who is our NPC. Hi, Elena Gabriel. Thanks for joining too. Yes, we have both of our Eldon, one of whom we control. In an effort to assume control of Eldon the Elder, we spawned Eldon the Erudite, and they have witty banter now. And let's see. Ain't that something? Yes, we left on a high note last week where the gangs of New York, or the gangs of Larian, they made peace with each other. They tipped their hats like gentlemen and agreed that they would join forces. All right, so let's get diplomatic. Calypso, our foraging dwarf, I believe. Let's just triple check. We all have slightly different experience. That's interesting. Okay, so that be good news, I say. Let's operationalize this entire scrapyard so we can kick this robot augmentation business into full swing. What say ye? And I can't use my potables yet. I was gonna throw up like a beer stein or something. Let's go with the dwarf charisma. So we defended the Eldon Ring. We made it stronger. That was a lot of experience, actually. 239. That's a quarter of the level right there. Interesting. Do we have any items of interest? I think it'd be cool if we could have like a quad view of inventory in this like solo multiplayer. That might be neat. It's a big victory for the Eldon Ring, overcoming a conflict without spilling any blood. I believe that's something. So Calypso uses blacksmithing. Oh, right, because I'm trying to represent the craftsmanship union. Okay. Aye, that'd be good news, I say. Let's operationalize this entire scrapyard so we can kick this robot augmentation business into full swing. What say ye? Basic success. Agreed, Calypso, Eldon says. Eldon's got her back, thank God. That would have been difficult. His face etched with determination, he begins sorting through scraps strewn across the yard, identifying pieces that will be critical for their project. Ophelia, having regained her focus from the recent confrontation, eagerly joins him, sketching rough blueprints in the dirt. Dirt blueprints, that'll work. The rest of the Eldon Ring, including the newly joined scavengers, all pitch in, ditching any form of hostility they once carried. The shoulders just relax and we all work together. Though they barely know each other, a sense of unification is already budding between them. Calypso's exclamation is met with appreciative cheers and howls. The rat crawling around the bustling workers intrigued curiosity. The lizard crow perches itself on a scrap ridge, its eyes keenly watching everyone in fascination. Even amidst the onset of the hustle, everyone seems to be genuinely excited about the prospect. Building a functioning augmentation business out of a scrapyard. The mere thought of it sends thrill tingles down Calypso's spine. His dwarven ancestors are so proud right now. But just as things begin to go well, and everyone starts celebrating their newfound alliance, catastrophe strikes. No, we were going into business. Okay. New quest. Scrapyard augmentation. Successfully establish a robot augmentation business out of the scrapyard. I accept. Let's take this literally. They haven't provided us with any detail. Maybe we can spin this. So I hold up both hands and calmly say, Catastrophe, my friend. There is no need for striking. We have plenty of room for you in the Eldon Ring. Perhaps even ... your own department. I raise an eyebrow prospectively. Oh, I can't press. Okay. Let's try that. I too hope this works. If Catastrophe turns into an NPC, I think that in itself will be a win, even if they don't agree to join us. Either way, it'll be a more interesting way to find out what Catastrophe is all about. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Can we get some better text resolution? Oh, there we go. Eldon the Erudite, leadership, great success. I hold up both hands to the Velociraptor diplomacy move. Catastrophe, my friend, there is no need for striking. We have plenty of room for you in the Eldon Ring. Perhaps even your own department. Oops, spelling mistake on my part. I raise an eyebrow with great success. Eldon relinquishes control of the situation, adopting a stance that invites cooperation rather than confrontation. Catastrophe, he placates, smiling boldly as he extends his arm. You've misjudged my friend. Yes, Catastrophe became a character. The tension eases slightly with Catastrophe narrowing his eyes, studying Eldon cautiously. It's okay, Catastrophe. You're one of us. He looks over Eldon's shoulder at the others busily salvaging through piles of scrap. And it's Ophelia who breaks the silence with a cheer. We've got plenty to share with everyone, her encouraging words, earning a round of affirming nods from everyone in the group. The effects are almost instantaneous. And Catastrophe slowly lowers his weapon, the metallic clang resonating throughout the quiet scrapyard, and the smile that spreads on Eldon's face is one of pure relief. A disaster successfully averted without bloodshed. This is how one uses the Force. However, in the corner of the scrapyard, right about when everyone is about to relax, a critical piece of machinery in the group's scrimmage from the scrapyard starts to sputter. Okay. I'm going to use... wait, I think if we could use one of our tinkering things to investigate, that would be good. But I don't know if that's happening here. Beginner's luck might be good. Right, yeah. Shadows Whisper? No. Fresh Trail? I'm kind of stumped. I feel like it's trying to punish me for sidestepping Catastrophe. Okay, let's try this. Calypso, unleash potables to treat Catastrophe. Let's stick with our original plan. We can't just leave Catastrophe in the cold. They've just joined our entourage to a welcoming drink and encourage the critical piece of machinery to join us for an oil change. Give it like a C-3PO spa voucher, maybe. Okay, getting some leadership. It's interesting. I haven't played multiple character games too much yet, but trying to visualize the different skills leveling up independently is kind of a new way to think about it. Because I'm used to seeing my skill and thinking I have it, but now I have to consider, wait, who has that leadership point? Start pivoting around it. Okay, great success, yes. Calypso lifts the flask and waves it invitingly towards Catastrophe to new beginnings. And then, like, if I can make Catastrophe into a cyborg ally, I'll have defeated this universe, I think. To new beginnings and unlikely alliances, he toasts, his voice echoing through the scrapyard. Catastrophe, cautious yet curious, accepts the flask. The comforting brew works wonders, easing the tension and casting a warm, welcoming atmosphere. A faint smile breaks Catastrophe's stern features, resonating the group's sentiments. In the midst of their camaraderie, Calypso turns his attention toward the sputtering machinery. Using the last bit of his brewed concoction, he strides over and begins to negotiate with the malfunctioning machine. Oh, welcome, Sentimental Rabbit. You're not too late. Thanks for coming. An oil change for continued service, he jokes, adding a touch of lightness to the turbulent situation. As a quick recap, we ran into some catastrophe, but then we tried to deal with catastrophe as if it was a person, and then it became personified in the context of the story. And now we're trying to invite it and a malfunctioning machine to a little bit of a diplomatic drinking game of sorts. So Ophelia watches, and a puzzled expression crosses her face as she contemplates over their next course of action. After a moment of thought, she turns to Eldon and suggests, maybe we need something more magical. What? Her voice trailing off as if hinting for something. Quest update, Scrapyard augmentation. Calypso managed to diffuse the tension with Catastrophe, welcoming him to the group. He also attempted to fix the malfunctioning machinery with a humorous offer of an oil change. Okay, so I've leveled up in brewing, but the malfunctioning machine does not seem happy with the offer. So, what can we do that's magical, I wonder? I don't know if anyone's got... Let me think. Okay, Ophelia could use Novice Glow to imbue the machine and make the work to be done more visible to us. With its permission, of course, and a great deal of reverence. Don't want to anger a new malfunctioning robot. Nearby characters, Eldon the Hermit. All right, so we've got Eldon the Hermit and Eldon the Erudite. Ophelia, Armored Rat, group of scavengers. It's interesting that our lizard crow is not nearby. I guess it could be soaring high. Find a magical solution to fix the malfunctioning machinery as suggested by Ophelia. Okay, I think we're going in that direction. Nodding at the thought, Ophelia kneels down next to the machine. We're here to help, she reassures it. Tenderly handling each and every part, she withdraws a tool from her set and touches the alien machinery lightly. It's an alien machine now? Whoa. Her novice glow skill activates, causing a soft, ethereal light to radiate from her tool, illuminating the hidden creaks and crannies of the malfunctioning machine. The group watches in awe, the eerie mechanical groaning lessening as the machine begins to respond to Ophelia's efforts. As the glow spreads across the machinery, Catastrophe steps forward, clearly intrigued. So, This is the magic of the Eldon Ring, he murmurs, his gaze on the radiant flow. He extends a huge hand. What Catastrophe has gigantic hands, and with care that belies his size, I feel like we've tamed a giant. I have not any kind of clue what Catastrophe is. He lends his strength to stabilize the teetering machine. The soft light makes the edges and gears of the intricate machine more evident, and now their work seems a little less daunting. Oops, there we go. Everywhere the glow reaches, the haunting groan of the machinery lessens, almost as if positively reacting to Ophelia and Catastrophe's gentle touch. Everyone will join our cult. Let's see, what can Eldon do? He's gentle taught to attain the creature at last. We'll see if gentle trot was the thing. It could fail. This was going rather well, maybe too well. Continue repairing the malfunctioning machine. I think he probably wanted more restorative type actions, not I've claimed this machine for my own. We'll see. Oh, okay. Deciding to take a step back from the mechanical work, Eldon approaches the tense creature that has been looming at the edge of their makeshift workspace, and with a soothing tone, he whispers words of assurance, extends his hand, and his gentle trot showing its influence in the calming even the most skittish of creatures. Slowly and cautiously, the creature moves towards him. Whoa there, boy. Shrugging off its initial suspicion, the trust level between the two grows stronger, and with each moment of patience, Eldon shows. Meanwhile, Ophelia continues to work on the machinery with newfound determination. Her concentration fully engrossed in the glowing innards of the machine, the luminescence in the scrapyard seems to have faded back into the forgotten corners now that Eldon's magic had its effect, casting long, wavering shadows amongst piles of discarded automaton parts. In a quiet corner of the scrapyard, a shadowy figure stirs as if awakened by the residual energy surging through the area. It casts a curious glance towards the bustling activity. There's too many people amongst the piles of scraps, unnoticed by the group for now. Oh, okay. I can't pretend to notice the figure yet. Interesting. Okay. So we've improved the relationship with the trot. And let's see. Working conditions are better. Establish. Continue to repair and augment the machinery in the scrapyard. All right. So seeing as we don't know anything about it, Calypso lets out a cheer for further camaraderie and issues instructions for us all to organize into our next tasks. I feel like he's kind of the foreman of the scrapyard at this point. Animal handling increasing. Robots are animals too. Got shadowy figure, rival scavenger group. Basking the camaraderie that is brewing amongst the group, Calypso stands tall, letting out an enthusiastic cheer. His laughter echoes through the scrapyard, mingling with the low hum of the machinery. His infectious energy permeates their working area, lifting their spirits even higher. With newfound motivation, he deftly points out their tasks, his coal-black eyes shining with purpose. Ophelia, you stick with the mechanics. Catastrophe, you've got a talent for lifting with those big hands. So gather up our salvage, and Eldon, keep our creature friend company. Calypso lists his commands, echoing voice across the scrapyard. In response to Calypso's cheer and subsequent commands, the creature that had been tamed by Eldon looks away, its attention shifting to the steady hum of the healing machinery. The creature rumbles its approval, and the harmony present of the interaction of the group members, but still tucked away in a dim corner of the scrapyard. Just keeps trying to interrupt me. The rogue automaton continues to stir like some cursed scarecrow. It shudders, overcome by the residual energy of Ophelia's magic left behind, though the group remains oblivious to its reactivation for now. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Fresh trail finder. I'm gonna use fresh trail finder to secure the area. I feel like this is kind of metagaming, but it keeps taunting me that this creature is stirring in the background. I think not just not just organizing more workspace and getting ready for more business, but we've got to see what's going on in the perimeter of our new stronghold. After all, there has been some curious happenings. Catastrophe is gathering salvage, Calypso is organizing the team, assigning tasks, and Ophelia. What did it say at the end there? Understanding the potential danger lurking in their makeshift workshop, Eldon decides to use his ranger skills and scan their surroundings. He employs his fresh trail finder technique, aiming to secure the area and ensure their safety, unknowingly coming closer to the reanimation of the rogue automaton. My plan worked out perfectly. He wanders around the piles of scrap, his keen eyes and honed senses picking up whatever signals the scrapyard is willing to give. The scrapyard is alive. I feel like it's that temple all over again. Eldon secures larger pieces of scrap, checking for potential hiding spots. Partial success, though his area sweep doesn't alert him to the reanimated automaton just yet. Meanwhile, Ophelia, having overheard Eldon's safety concerns, redoubles her determination. Safety first, she cheerfully proclaims, placing a magical protective ward around the machinery they are tinkering with. The soft hum of the glow amplifies somewhat, only to subside in harmony with the surrounding ambience immediately. Little do they know, in the shadowy corner, the rogue automaton stirs even more. It's stirring a whole pot of something, a quiet buzz growing louder as it feeds off the residual energy from Ophelia's magic. But unbeknownst to them, the automaton powers back to life. Its optical sensors flickering as it observes Eldon's interesting activity. Uh-oh. Okay, someone's coming back to life. Calypso. Mostly combat. Eldon seems most likely. Use beginner's luck to hopefully notice and peaceably communicate with this new automaton. Emanating a central message of acceptance and support of its hopes and dreams. I will not have a conflict. Okay. Scrapyard augmentation. We're leveling up our scrapyard. Identify and neutralize the reanimated rogue automaton in the scrapyard. I mean, it would be cool to have an assassin robot, for sure. Eldon, brimming with a sort of beginner's optimism and determination, guides his focus towards the heart of the scrapyard. Fueled by his beginner's luck perk, he unknowingly starts picking up faint traces of unusual activity, roguish vibes, if you will, which inevitably and eventually lead him towards the secluded corner. Meanwhile, the rejuvenated automaton, standing on shaky legs, observes the movement in the scrapyard from its dimly lit corner, drawn out by the unexpected display of compassion and support. Yes, that's right. This is a safe space, assassin robot. You can tell us how you're feeling. It hesitantly ventures into the light. Weeks of solitude and inactivity peel away, making room for cautious hopefulness. Maybe there's room for me here, a new life, perhaps. Catching the sight of the now mobile machine, Eldon manages to his natural reflex of terror. That's good. Keep that one on the back burner. And instead, he addresses the automaton with calm and warmth, emanating a central message of acceptance, respect, companionship. The automaton, surprised by this sincere sentiment, echoed in Eldon's words, hesitates, processing this newfound acceptance. Ophelia takes immediate interest in this new addition, her eyes glowing with intrigue. A rogue automaton, she muses, immediately theorizing how its addition could prove their operations in the scrapyard. Eldon discovered a rogue automaton and managed to communicate. Let's see. Interesting. Next step. Integrate the rogue automaton into the scrapyard operations. Okay. Ophelia showed interest, so she could use gadget tinkering to upgrade the rogue automaton if it seems interested. There we go. What will come out of this gold mine of the scrapyard next? It's like a clown car of upgrades and new companions and treasure. Rival gangs. There's got to be like a secret city or world inside of it. That'd be cool. Maybe we can Fred Penner into the garbage pile. Having meticulously studied the rogue automaton from afar. Oh god, I failed. Okay, gotta prepare myself. What lies in this paragraph for me? Ophelia cautiously approaches, and her hands tremble, but her heart burns with curiosity. In her grasp, clutching her tool set, a trusted companion in creating and mending delicate gadgets. She locks eyes with the automaton, friendly intentions radiating from her gaze. May I? She breathes, and it's a simple gesture respectful of the agency despite it being an inorganic creature. Unfortunately, the rogue automaton, unfamiliar. Oh, okay. Things are starting to go south. Unfamiliar with such interactions, still driven by primal operating instructions, misinterprets Ophelia's approach. And an automatic defense protocol triggers. Oh no. And it swings a heavy metal arm towards the unsuspecting artificer. Ophelia, being the agile artificer she is, though, however, manages to jump back in time, avoiding a direct hit. However, she does stumble backwards over a loose scrap, landing hard on her back, taking 7 damage. Eldon, immediately aware of the mishap, rushes over to Ophelia, his concern painted all over her face. Are you all right? He asks, glancing worriedly from Ophelia to the rogue automaton. Find a way to communicate with the rogue automaton and make it understand that you mean no harm. Okay. Who is the best person? Oh. Okay, so Ophelia is going to use fledgling historian to speak ancient automatomish, which she minored in grade school. There's got to be some kind of misunderstanding. Fledgling historian. Maybe I should have read the fine print on the fledgling historian perk before trying to leverage it for that much, but we'll see. Success may be on our side. Okay. Ancient automatonish is a fully real language. It's existed for days, maybe even weeks before this moment. Remembering her fledgling historian perk and the remnants of automatonish studied in her youth, Ophelia cautiously formulates a basic sentence. Taking a deep breath to steady her nerves, she painstakingly indents each foreign syllable, her voice ringing out clearly despite the nervous flutter in her heart. Her words seem to have a calming effect on the automaton. The defensive stance it had unknowingly adopted slowly crumbles away, leaving behind an uncertain, yet non-hostile figure. It doesn't respond immediately, seemingly processing Ophelia's effort to communicate in its native language. With immediate threat reduced, Eldon uses the opportunity to carefully survey the rogue automaton. His eyes scan over its metallic frame, noting signs of old battles and disarrayed gears. Despite the outward damage, the automaton's bright core humming with stored energy intrigues Eldon, sparking his curiosity. You've learned a new skill, negotiation. What does Eldon think about this core, though? Eldon, what do we know about you? Let's look at our character profile. Eldon the Erudite, we're Ranger. We've got survival and tracking. He's really interested in the core, but is there anything we can do about that from his perspective? Okay, how about this? Eldon gently holds his compass to the core to assess the strength of its electromagnet science, maybe? Maybe we'll get some kind of positive reading or indication from this glowing core of the automaton. Stored energy. It's an assassin robot slash renewable power plant, possibly? Okay. Holding his breath, Eldon exposes his compass to the automaton's glowing core. You think, oh, you think the compass could have made it explode? 50-50 chance, I suppose. The needle in the compass starts to dance erratically, and a silent testament to the strong electromagnetic core. Yes, there's science in there. Meanwhile, Calypso, observing this interaction from afar, can't help but feel slightly restless at the sight of Eldon and Ophelia focusing their combined energies on an unknown entity. With protective instincts flaring, he steps forward, his hand instinctively sliding over the handle of his weapon, ready to intervene. Whoa. However, he checks himself just in time. Be cool, Calypso, reminding himself of his comrade's abilities in the calming situation at hand, and consequently remains a watchful guardian, silently overseeing the ongoing interaction. It does kind of feel like Calypso wants to have the next action, though, one way or the other. Use Forge Starter to summon Magic Forge and demonstrate on some of the less jumpy combo creatures. That's what we'll call them. No, wait, combo critters. That augmentation is helpful and of interest, especially to weathered robots such as this rogue. Gotta build rapport. So now I'm like, I can bring the tools near you, but I'm like, I could repair other things, and these things are like you. Money can be used to exchange for goods and services, Mr. Assassin. Okay. Okay. Summoning his Forge Starter ability, Calypso's hands form familiar gestures as he magically erects a temporary forge and anvil in the scrapyard, summoning it from the earth, perhaps? It's hard to imagine what that gesture would be like. Sparks fly as he grabs a piece of discarded metal and brings it to life under the hammer and flame. Good. Tony Starking. The industrial ballet is captivating and draws the attention of the rogue automaton, who seems to pay close attention to the process at hand. This could be me. The rogue automaton, seemingly intrigued, inches closer, its mechanical eyes focusing on the transformation of the initially inconsequential piece of metal into something of value. The automaton suddenly rumbles, producing a somewhat distorted sound that could be interpreted as a low and curious hum, a positive change from its initial defensive stance, and it carefully extends one of its clawed appendages towards the newly forged item in Calypso's hand, indicating interest. Okay, so let's offer its item. Offer the item to its clawed appendage. Let's see what it wants to do. I'm kind of imagining like those harvester golems from Elwyn Forest. Shady, rusty, mechanical. All right. Holding out the newly forged item, Calypso gently guides it towards the automaton's extended claw. The automaton gently grasps the offered piece, its initial apprehension giving way to tentative curiosity, and it turns the item over in its mechanical grip, examining it from all angles, its central core pulsing slightly faster than before. Heartbeat, maybe? Eldon and Ophelia observe this tense but hopeful interaction, ready to react if the need arises, and the scrapyard, so often filled with the sounds of clinking metal and curved words, has fallen eerily silent. The only audible sound is that of the newly forged item humming coolly in the rogue automaton's hold. As attention in the scrapyard area is undividedly focused on this interaction, we have been overfocused possibly, between the dwarf and the automaton, the possibility of other more reckless observers can't be discounted. The hum of the forge, the glow of the automaton's core, a beacon in the sprawling scrapyard is only a matter of time before those unwanted eyes make their move. Quick, deploy our ranger shields. Ranger gonna range. You shuttle whispers to lay in wait, guarding this tender moment. Deploy the ranger. Security brought to you by Aragorn. Try gathering simple materials. Okay. Using his Shadow's Whisper skill, Eldon the Erudite slinks into the backdrop of the scrapyard, masking his presence with the skill of a seasoned ranger. He keeps a watchful eye on Calypso and the automaton, unseen but ever present. Mechanical parts and discarded contraptions provide a terrain for Eldon, who moves like a shadow. Oh, that's a cool visual. Unseen by any potential threats. Calypso, oblivious to Eldon's defensive maneuvers, continues his interaction with the rogue automaton. Their temporary forge pulls a warm glow over the scrapyard, casting elongated shadows that obscure the perimeters, ideal for Eldon, but also potentially for anything or anyone set on disturbing their presence. Could still be out there. Okay. Let's see. I feel like fleeting moment. I wonder. Ask the rogue in automatonish. Can we take a closer look at your resplendent, what are they? Resplendent core. See if we can get permission. Now that we speak the dialect, albeit awkwardly and unpracticed. It's been a few years since undergraduate automatonish studies. Great success. Okay. Ophelia, with her understanding of automatonish, coaxes this machine in the universal language of gears and cogs. We may observe your core closer. Rest assured. It's far from harmful intent. Ophelia articulates in humming frequencies and clicks the machine could interpret. Okay. Sounds kind of like they're talking the beatboxing language. There's a pause as the automaton processes Ophelia's request. Slowly but surely, the stiff mechanical movements begin to soften as trust replaces trepidation. Lowering its guard, the automaton extends its core towards the group, its cerulean glow pulsating rhythmically. Whoa, it's like a water badge. Its response translates into a mixture of high-pitched whirrings and modulated buzzes, seemingly granting permission. Face ID, unlocking the core. The gesture eases the tension within the scrapyard and the clear rapport between the team and the automaton blooming with potential, yet unnoticed by the group. What? I had a ranger ranging outside the scrapyard's perimeter. Yeah, everyone speaks automaton. I guess I didn't have to study it, apparently. That's how universal it was. Wrestling suggests unseen figures taking note. How many? They can also join our gang, it's fine. The glow of their seemingly automated find. I almost said automated. Automated find, drawing more attention than they realize. Okay, so let's see. I am going to Let's see. How do we, for once and for all, get rid of? Well, I can't pretend I know that they're there. I feel like I got to. Okay, so Calypso. No, Ophelia is the artificer, so she should. So I gotta continue building trust. Okay, so like noticing how. Wait. Okay, I gotta. Noticing how fragile this moment is, Calypso stands guard as Ophelia trying to guard against all the conflict. We'll see how far it lasts. It's like a survival gauntlet for sure to learn the secrets of the core and of their newfound friend. Fully, let's try and like dispel the shadows that they're trying to cast out of us. Fully believing in the power of friendship. Let's try that. Power of friendship. Hint, hint. And peace. And love. Okay. My circle of Care Bear protection will keep away all story conflict plot devices. Or it'll get really, really gnarly shortly. We'll see. The plot armor so far is strong. Okay. Calypso stands in solidarity with Ophelia, acting as a vigilant ward, positions himself in a protective stance. Scrapyard Dad. His duty to study the machine and his group from harm, shield the machine and his group from harm. The shared moment of peace, friendship, and discovery blooms under Calypso's watchful eye. His steadfast presence serves as an inspiring shield, his belief in the harmony reinforcing the sanctity of this momentous occasion. Yeah. The whirring noises and radiating glow of the automaton's core eases under Calypso's protective determination. However, but wait, there's more. The scrapyard bounds with the echoes of ceaseless activities, its boundaries encroaching as unseen entities surreptitiously crawl closer. Gnarly shadows. From the corner of his eye, Calypso notices this. Its subtle, almost whispered movement against the scrapyard's cluttered frame. On high alert now, Calypso readies himself for whatever might decide to interrupt their progress. Voice booming, he exclaims. How am I going to handle this? Come out of the shadows, my brethren. We have room for a third gang in our midst. Together we shall be truly unstoppable. All right. I can threaten them, but that feels like it's going to invite trouble. We have 2 gangs. Can we be 3 gangs? Do we ever name the scrapyard? Okay. Calypso's thunderous declaration travels through the labyrinthine scrapyard, his commanding voice booming across the sea of discarded metal and gadgetry. I feel like there's a political revolution every 30 minutes in the scrapyard. The determined look in his eyes sends a clear message to the encroaching entities, their intent of unification rather than division. We are indeed Borg. Unseen by the group, the silhouettes huddling at the edge of the scrapyard stir, exchanging quiet murmurs as they weigh their options. That sounds pretty cool. Joining this collective mechanical hive mind, I don't think I can turn that down. One of them, a larger figure adorned in rough woven robes, with an array of scavenged trinket, daringly steps into the Kank. Whoa, okay, hold on a second. Kankwas? Define Kankwas. I don't even know if that's a word. What does it mean? I don't. Oh, okay. I, I'm unable to find a definition for this word. We've discovered something new. It's a Kankwaz blow. Okay. Looking straight at Calypso, it lifts its head and, taking a moment to evaluate before finally speaking, "Fine words, dwarf," it intones with a distinct layer of suspicion tinting his voice. "Alliances are well and fair, but will your words hold true against the troubles of this land?" Oh man, I don't have potables for one more turn. Otherwise, I would just dispense alcohol. Um, uh, yes, indeed, good brother. Good brother. All, all will receive robot upgrades. I swear it by the gold in my pocket and the shirt on my back, as I offer all my gold and shirt to the newcomers. Okay, I'm not the only one who couldn't find the word Kankwas. I feel less nervous now because no Google results were meeting my query. Somehow, a forge can glow in Kankwas. Uh-oh. Calypso bravely extends an offering of gold coins in his sturdy hands and begins to unbutton his shirt as a sign of sincerity. They glint enticingly in the automaton's glow. However, his words stir up something else. "Your golden garments change nothing. Bold promises need to be backed by strength," it sneers. And wait a minute. Okay. Oh, tough guys. An engineered weapon? An arc of energy slams Callisto for 20 damage. Oh man, they're bringing the conflict right into my friendship. Okay. Throwing the balance of the situation into chaos. Okay. 20 damage. Wow. I've got this, you guys. Okay, let me just see. Here we go. Use Unleash Possibles to offer the large figure a drink. And with unfathomable gravitas, offer a gentle. There's nothing stronger than a pure heart, kid. All right. I'll take the 20 damage. I'll turn the other cheek. I'll give you Scrapyard whiskey. There's only one way to overcome this conflict. It's together. Yes. Calypso, despite the sting of the energy attack, I will point out, what should have been half of his health, gracefully introduces a conciliatory cheer into the escalating chaos. He pulls out his brewing equipment. "I'm going to microbrew my way out of this situation," and begins crafting a simple, comforting drink with practiced agility. There's no mischief in his eyes, only the deep-seated confidence of one seasoned in the trials of life. "Here you go," he presents a frothing mug towards the large figure. His voice, holding strong, echoes through the scrapyard as he offers wisdom. "Nothing stronger than a pure heart, kid." And for a moment, the scrapyard stands still. All eyes are on the large figure now, a guttural growl rumbling from its throat as it glares at Calypso, then at the extended brew, and the frothing mug gleams invitingly under the forge's light, contrastingly sharp against the current tension. In response to the dwarf's heartfelt gesture, Eldon the erudite steps forward, attempting to use diplomatic skills to foster understanding. String up caution, he approaches the large figure, his learned words at the ready. Okay. Are puppy eyes unlocked just in time? Use puppy eyes to offer these newcomers their own department, 10% of the startup equity, since we recently incorporated. Question mark. And ask what they think. Ask what direction our Robo Collective should progress in next. Great success. Eldon the Erudite's eyes soften as he gazes at the large figure. Eldon's coming in as a closer for this one. His eyes soften and evoking a sense of camaraderie and trust. His voice rings clear in the sudden silence as his eye extends an olive branch. We're all in this together, you know. You have a place among us, and we could use your strength and knowledge, he says, shrewdly negotiating. What I offer you is your own department and a share of 10% of our startup's equity. A murmur of interest rises amongst the crowd, the words of peace and unity rippling through them like a whole breeze. The large figure watches Eldon. His stony expressions finally soften somewhat, uncertainty wavering in his eyes. Eldon puts forward an open-ended question of the group. As we grow stronger and expand our reach, in which direction should our united effort head next? His question hangs in the air as the Scrapyard denizens contemplate the options that potential futures such a partnership could entail. Nice. Level 2. Do we have any, interesting perks going on? We've got available perks, skilled practitioner, quick learner, hardy strenuous manual marathoner, rallying. I feel like novice diplomat is one he just earned, so we're gonna grab that one for Eldon. And we need to level up anyone else. Let's go check that out. Let's see. Oh no. Oh, interesting. We're all leveling up somewhat differently. That makes sense. Cool. So I think Ophelia might be up next. And collect salad ingredients for post-negotiation meal while listening to the details. Nearby characters, unseen figures. I hadn't noticed that. That is slightly terrifying. Fully agreed. All right. Let's just start by learning from the automaton. My upgrade skills are good, but when it comes to machine, wait a minute, did we just get machine learning in the context of the fantasy adventure? Yes. We're mere beginners at best. Maybe you could offer us some insights. Ophelia, active observer perk active, carefully watching the automaton and newcomer debate while preparing salad with her newly acquired ingredients. Indeed, good brother, let us defer to the automaton for wisdom only they can provide us. If there are any immediate tasks at hand, we're all grateful for assistance. We are willing students in this endless realm of knowledge. And as the group delves deeper in discussion and plans for the future, many from the scrapyard find themselves drawn to the circle. Some merely observe from the edges, tendered by curiosity, while others step closer, their intentions remaining a mystery for now. And among them, a tall, cloaked figure lingers, its attention wholly focused on the Eldon Ring. Let's use our new perk. Use Novice Diplomat to greet the figure. Oh, cool. We got 100 experience for cooking, even though I guess salad is a form of cooking. Calling upon his aptitude for discussions, Eldon the erudite turns to the figure and announces himself. He tactfully navigates the tension, employing cunning words that seem to draw the figure from the shadows. Figure from the shadows. Greetings, fellow wanderers of the scraps. Eldon speaks, his voice steady despite a hint of intrigue. I am Eldon the erudite of the Eldon Ring. Your attention has found us intriguing, it seems. Might we be of assistance? The ring is always open to allies and kin alike. Oh, that's cool. I like that we have a shorthand for the Eldon Ring. The ring. Seemingly removed from its guard, Eldon's unexpected diplomacy, the cloaked figure halts for a moment before slowly taking a step towards the center of the huddled group. Considering Eldon's words, the Scrapyard crowd watches with bated breath as the unlikely narrative begins to unfold. Can I offer it a nice salad? I've got seeds, tool set, ancient book, cloth, pocket watch, fruits. Offer fruit to the figure as they explain themselves. As the figure steps closer, Ophelia reaches into her bag, pulling out a small assortment of fresh fruits. With both hands, she extends them towards the figure, the gesture itself embodying an offer of trust and peace, a simple token, yet profound in its intent. And I looked for the salad, I couldn't find it, but fruits was what I had. Maybe it was a fruit salad. The figure pauses, observing the fruits. And all eyes focus on what trend. Okay, that's a heavy silence. How do we progress this? Let's just continue the story. It's been a while since we did that. With Eldon's potent proposition and Ophelia's humble offering before him, the figure hesitates for a tense moment. Before taking a step forward, he reaches out tentatively, accepting the fruit with a silent nod of appreciation. His hand retreats within his cloak, revealing a striking emerald amulet around his neck, gleaming in the faint light. Suddenly, a bold voice rises from the crowd. Hold on there. We ain't making deals with strangers. And a man steps out from the observing crowd, a spark of defiance in his eyes. Who are you to be offering shares so generously, Eldon? Who's this, coming in all cloaked and quiet? Should we not know more about him first? Uh-oh, civil war. The Scrapyard's atmosphere thickens as doubt begins to keeps trying to trip up. I had a great initiative going on. The Scrapyard's atmosphere thickens as doubt begins to settle, casting a shadow over the previously uplifting scene. The cohesion of the Eldon Ring is put to the test as potential rivalries emerge from the shadows. Okay. Maybe Calypso can step in. but they don't have any. Oh, 20 experience from leveling up, which could have a game-changing perk. Okay, what is Gentle Trot as a perk description? Allows your mount to move at a pace. Perfect for getting those with, okay, that's not really beginner's luck. I think Eldon has to respond though. Use beginner's luck to explain that conflict would straight up destroy 10% of our value, and we're gaining, I would argue, calculator battle, 35% in the form of resources, allies, and knowledge, and skills. So you see, my scruffy curmudgeon. Oh, okay. Gotta cut myself off there. I rest my case, though. My math was sound. And I think scruffy curmudgeon might have come off as an insult, so the context input like saved us on that one. Okay. Conflict will fracture our unity and diminish our collective value by 10%, if not more. Conversely, embracing those who wander into our fold, we could gain up to 35% in resources, alliances, knowledge, and skills. His logic striking, sound, a clarion call reaching the ears of even the most skeptical among the crowd, leading to nods of agreement and murmurings of approval. Oh, hey, Grim Reaper Halo, welcome. We're just about to negotiate a peaceful growth of our junkyard startup. Yet the man who challenged Eldon remains unmoved. What? I was defending you. Oh no, I wasn't. Okay. The defiant man speaks up once again. Words are wind, airtight. What? How about some proof of this value you speak of? At that moment, the automaton runs to life. It flickers and begins to awaken. The group and their attention suddenly diverted watches as the machine's coding begins processing at an unprecedented rate. The cloaked stranger stands silently, his hands still clutching the fruit offered by Ophelia as the air bristles with anticipation. Whoa. Okay. 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 Use gadget tinkering mixed with simple. Oh, yeah. I think this this defiant man was planted in the crowd by rival scrapyards. Use gadget tinkering mixed with simple automatonish. That's never going to be the type. To elicit a visionary light show of abundance and unity that would wow even the scruffiest curmudgeon. I'm going to use this phrase, curmudgeon. There we go. And then light show from the coding core. I feel like the code in the core could transmit a unifying vision of the future. You had a character that was crying because he was multiplying. That does sound emotional. Okay, what happened here? Cool. Great success. Responding to the man's skepticism. Stand back, Grandpa. Ophelia steps forward, showcasing her gadget tinkering skill. With expert precision, she tweaks the rogue automaton's coding core. Yes, we're hacking the core. We're cross-referencing mainframe, mingling her acquired automatonish language into the mix. We're freestyling. Her intervention leads to an awe-striking spectacle as bright and vibrant light patterns, she's a VJ, begins to emerge from the illuminating rather, the scrapyard with myriad colors. The air shifts in response, the intensity of earlier disputes dissipating underneath the mesmerizing light show. Gasps, murmurs of amazement rustle through the gathered crowd, their eyes full of wonder. Even the most grizzled among them can't help but display a hint of awe. The cloaked figure watches the spectacle unfold silently, an inscrutable hush ghosting over his features. The light reflects off his emerald amulet, casting an otherworldly glow onto the cloaked figure. A certain weight to his silence, a quiet observation, seems to have noticed something beyond the surrounding marvel, something stirring in the distance, something perhaps threatening to the scrapyard. I feel like it's not allowing us to avoid this threat. We're getting close to the end of our session. I think Calypso, two arms, Calypso, in a rainbow flurry of disco battle fervor, rallies the whole myriad of scrapyard denizens into ranks to defeat the oncoming threat. He also kicks the humming core into anger mode. Just need one more E, so we'll simplify humming. All right, it wants conflict. We tried peace. We got everyone to agree. It just wants a bloody battle, so we'll charge over the breach and see how it goes. This might be our last action for the day. We'll see. We'll see how good it is. Great success. Snapping to a different mood entirely, indeed. We were just all listening to records on the floor, and then it's a war time. Okay. Calypso's powerful voice rings over the mesmerized crowd. To arms, he bellows, and the rallying echoing cry through the scrapyard, sweeping everyone from their awestruck trance. And the flurry of colors, the cheers from the crowd swell with fervor as they scramble into ranks. Right, yes, war, of course. Ready to meet whatever comes their way. And with a swift kick from Calypso, the humming core of the automaton flares up into anger mode, and its lights shift into a menacing red, radiating a low, threatening hum that adds an eerie undertone to the clamoring preparation of allies. The cloaked figure steps forward, his face hidden under his hood. He begins, oh sweet, we got Moody Emerald, dude. His voice barely audible amidst the rallying chorus. I'll stand with you. And there's a determination in his voice, promising unflinching loyalty as they head into a confrontation with the encroaching threat. I think that's our bookmark for this week. It's pretty good though. We couldn't avoid peace for too long, but we got this really epic series of characters and groups to join our retinue. So I suppose we'll find out next week what happens with our ragtag group of scrapyard heroes. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us this week. It's pretty cool. We've got a perk to assign as well. Okay, let's do that real quick. Whoop. Perks. Calypso, right? I think it's got to be something. Let's do Quick Learner. I feel like that'll augment our crafting ambitions. Cool. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.